Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Rolling with the Tates.
Hey!
I'm Tan Tate, and I'm the host / co-host.
And I'm Will, the one who's have to be here.
Really?
Well, yes, because it's Rolling with the Tates, so I have to be here.
Right, but you're supposed to say she's the favor.
Why is it that every time someone says something that another person doesn't like, they say you're supposed to say?
I don't know why is it that someone says it, but I can tell you why I'm saying it.
Why is that, honey?
Because I want you to remember that I'm your favor.
You are. Just like you remember I'm your corruptor. That's why you be like, what? You bet.
Yes, Lord knows. Yes. Well, hello, and I like to start off by thanking our listeners. Thank everyone who gave us good feedback from our first official episode that dropped last week. And this is going to be episode 2.
Thank you, everybody.
If you would put that phone down, you would probably be focused.
I'm focused.
Because you're coming in at the wrong places.
Oh, Lord.
Shoot. But I apologize for that. So thank you so much for listening. And we're going to pick up this week still talking about marriage. It's going to be episode 2. And last week, honey, you said something that really caught a lot of people's attention. Do you know what it was?
What's that?
Do you know?
No.
Do you remember what you said?
I said a lot of things.
Do you remember what you said about a butt and a smile?
Yeah, a big butt and a smile.
Oh, and you got what?
I got distracted and...
like you are now?
I'm not distracted.
What are you doing now?
I'm talking to our listeners.
So we're going to pick back up because right now we're talking about a look inside our 10-year journey because our 10-year anniversary is coming up in December.
Yay!
Yes, December 31st. It'll be 10 years.
Boo.
You're booing?
Oh, I was 50-50.
Okay. So this week, guys, we're going to talk about questions that people have in marriages. Like, I'm going to go ahead and kick it off.
Okay.
Why is it husbands want their wives to call them daddy?
Well, you say husbands.
I mean, yes, husbands want their wives to call them daddy.
Well, see, now it goes back to what we talked about in the first segment.
You better not say that.
I'm just saying. I mean, now if he's a husband that goes to work and take care of...
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Corrupted her again.
Oh.
It's because...
X that I didn't finish it.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't finish it.
Well, it's this right here. Like I said, wives, obey your husband. If your husband said he wants you to call him daddy, you should call him daddy if he's taken care of. Now, if he ain't no good, then you call him what you just said.
Right. And
I
feel like
what was that?
It starts with ninja. That's what it was. But I feel like this, that if you want somebody to call you daddy, you need to have children.
Well, we call you guys mama.
No, nobody asked you to.
No, but it's respect.
No, sir. So you're saying
it's out of respect, yeah. Because you know what, you women, you guys nurture us men. That's because you are nurturers.
No,
you guys take
you
take care of us, man, and it's a big up to you women. For real, it is because
that's why you have no. We're gonna stop this right now because that's why you have Jodies out there, and I'm talking about Jody from Baby Boy.
Right. Well, I mean, if you got a Jody, then you know what? You need to get rid of Jody because Jody ain't doing what he's supposed to be doing out there trying to street side. I mean, there's nothing wrong with street side hustling. I used to do it, work for the Park and Recreations in the pharmaceutical department.
Oh, my God, you did what?
I worked for the city of Oakland, Parks and Recreation, and the pharmaceutical department.
They don't have pharmaceutical department. They don't have pharmaceutical department.
With guns and dogs was chasing
Oh, my
me.
God.
I didn't know that.
Oh my God.
But
Okay, so look, that was my one question icebreaker. What's your question? What's your icebreaker question?
my icebreaker question is,
You better hold on. You need to think really hard.
I am. I've thought about it. How you gonna just run the show? I thought this is the rolling with the tapes, and I'm supposed to be at the sternum wheel. I mean, at the handlebars, and you in the back seat.
Oh, okay.
But now,
Okay.
my question is this right here: why every time a man goes to the bathroom, the wife say, "Put down the toilet seat," but when they go to the bathroom, they don't put the toilet seat up?
First of all, the toilet seat does not belong up. It belongs down.
I beg to differ.
You can-
in a man's house, the toilet seat belongs up and not down.
This is not a man's house. This is
But-
a family house.
So it's a 50-50 situation.
No. It's a one situation. The seat goes down. When you go in there and if you have to make adjustments with the toilet seats, please put the seat down.
Okay, and then when I will do that, and then when you go to the
I'm not
bathroom,
putting it up.
and you should put it up because I'm gonna be the next one to go behind you. So see, it's a step by step process.
That's why you
can't
need to
keep
have your
stepping
own
with
restroom. You
that's-
need to have
can't
your own
but I'm just saying-
restroom.
But look, check this out. You can't just step with your left leg only. You got to have a right leg. So you can't. You gotta. You know, it's got to be a balance.
Boy, something wrong with you. Okay, so if by now you should know that our segment this week is going to talk about things that kind of annoy you in a marriage, and
Like
how do
the
you
toilet
get
seat.
and how do you get past them? So, Mr. Tate,
Yes.
without giving too much information, do I annoy you?
All the time.
Oh wow.
I didn't elaborate. You said without giving too much information, so it's short and to the point.
Okay. So there was a word that you used to call me. I guess you still do call me when we first started dating. And you remember what that word is?
Oh, really? Pest?
So how do you deal with the pest in your marriage?
By loving them, just realizing that they're going to be who they are, and that's who you chose to. Well, in my case, God chose for me to have in my life. So, therefore, love covers a multitude of faults.
You sound like you mad at God about that.
I've questioned him about every other day.
For how long?
For about 10 years now.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
you got to be consistent. Don't start it if you ain't gonna finish it. So hey, you got to be persistent. But basically, love covers a multitude of faults, and the things that that I'm not gonna say I dislike, but
Annoy.
but things that annoy me
Get
about
on your
you,
nerves.
It doesn't do that anymore because it's who you are, and as we come to accept that who that person is, you find out that it's really not that bad. So what? You might wake up in a bed of crackers.
Boy, stop it! Stop it! Oh Lord, Jesus! So you're saying that when I eat in the bed, it get on your nerves?
It
annoy you?
Well, unless I'm hungry, I might find a good chip or two.
So now you said that what has helped you is you said love covers a multitude of faults.
Right.
So
what has helped me?
Yeah, what happens when that's not working? Mm-hmm. I believe that's a scripture in the Bible, right? Is that a scripture in the Bible?
What, love covers a multitude of faults? Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
Okay.
But it has to work because every day I wake up, I love you all the more.
Aww.
I love you more than I loved you.
You love me enough for me not to leave that toilet seat up?
And even if you don't leave it up, or if you do, it doesn't make me a difference because it's not the toilet seat, it's you being with me.
Okay. So I think what you're saying that love covers a multitude of faults.
Yes, it does.
So even though I annoy you, you purpose to wake up every morning and still love me.
Yes.
So what happens if that don't work? I mean, because don't you guys have feelings, right? Don't you get in your feelings sometimes?
Yeah.
Like sometimes don't you just want to like scream and just be like, why can't she get it right or something like that? Because I know maybe I'm talking about myself with you. Okay, I digress. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, you got to understand the person who you're with. Like, if I would have knew that you was going to become a life coach before I married you, I wouldn't have never married you, and a Republican as well. I mean, because I can't do no wrong without you coaching me, and I should.
Ooh, time out. The other day, you were telling me something.
Yes.
And you made a statement. Do you remember what that statement was?
You need to be trainable.
Trainable? I'm not an animal.
I mean, you need to be teachable.
I am teachable. But you said I wasn't.
What?
Coachable.
Oh, coachable.
Right.
Yes.
So
that was the word I was looking for.
Right. You said I wasn't coachable.
Right.
And when you told me that, I guess it was like a wake up call because, as you mentioned, so I'm a certified life coach and seems like I'm always coaching you, and yet and still the coach needs to be coached too.
That's right.
So it's important in marriages that each party realizes that nobody is always right.
Right. And the other one is the coach of the other one.
So each other helps. Iron sharpens iron, right?
Exactly.
So coaches coach coaches.
Right.
Okay.
And by me being the man, that means I'm the head coach. So therefore,
no.
I'm see how it rolls back around? It just keeps rolling around.
So as the head coach,
yes, ma'am.
Who's the true coach of your life?
God.
Okay. And how do you allow God to coach you?
I allow him to coach me by whenever there's a situation in our marriage that I want to act up, because I'm not an easy person to get along with. Some would say I'm mean. Some would say, I'm stubborn or whatever. But when there's a problem, I go to God and I talk to God about it. And I sit back and I listen to him. And I come back and first and foremost, I apologize for whatever I do wrong, my part in the situation. And then I try to, work it out with you to make, to try to find out what we can do to make the situation more better. Because I'm not always going to be right, and my understanding gets short and thrown off at times, and there are times, and I know this, you got to know yourself in order to be able to make your marriage and your situation work.
So you do some self-coaching to yourself or self-talking to yourself?
Well, I talk to God. I don't talk. Well, I guess you can say I talk to myself, but I talk and I put it in my mind what the problem is, and I allow God to speak to me to be able to see my faults in the situation.
Okay. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's good to know. So you don't be going telling God on me. You don't be going running and tell on me to God, right? When you go to.
I refuse to answer that question on the grounds that it may incriminate me.
So, honey, if I understood you correctly, yes, I annoy you in our marriage. It happens. Yes. And you use unconditional love, or love covers a multitude of faults.
Correct.
And then you get coaching from God, and you ask God to show you yourself in the situation.
Right.
As opposed to always looking at me, what I'm doing wrong.
Right.
Okay.
Well, see, basically it's like this. If you can turn around and look at yourself and then place yourself in that person's position, okay, what would you do? How would you, what would you do differently? So
is that why sometimes you be coming back in here and you be talking about my love? My love.